Ladies and gentlemen, fight fans all around the world, let's talk some boxing. So, as the arrangements for the fight between Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao come to fruition, let's discuss some of the common opponents both shared. We're going to look at who was the more sensational fighter and who was the better all-round fighter. To be able to determine who was more sensational, all you have to do is take the eye test. Who was more fan-friendly? Who did things that wowed the public? Whereas the one who was the better fighter would be determined by the better opposition or the tougher opposition. And that would be determined by the size, health, and mindset of the fighter coming into the fight. Also, even the fight, whether it was a title fight or not. Let's move on. Floyd Mayweather Jr. versus Manny Pacquiao. They shared 5 opponents that were common to them both. 4 of them potential Hall of Famers, and 1 we don't know. Maybe he will go into the Hall of Fame, maybe he won't. But he was a great fighter. So let's begin. Oscar De La Hoya, the Golden Boy. Oscar De La Hoya won the gold medal in the Olympics. He followed in the footsteps of Sugar Ray Leonard, but he was a Mexican fighter, which the Mexican public could actually fall behind and identify. And boy, was he a great fighter. He had great fights with Pernell Whitaker, Tito Felix Trinidad. He had great fights with Bernard Hopkins, Pernell Whitaker, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., just to mention a few. He is also 6 weight class world champion, second only to Manny Pacquiao. Here is Oscar De La Hoya fighting Floyd Mayweather Jr. at 154 pounds after he knocked out Ricardo Mayorga to get that title of super welterweight or junior middleweight WBC champion. Here's Oscar De La Hoya facing Manny Pacquiao. This is at the welterweight level, but you can see that he's significantly smaller than he was, and he almost looks emaciated. Now, when watching that fight on television, Manny Pacquiao tore through Oscar De La Hoya. Of course, the difference between that Oscar De La Hoya and this one is significant. Here, this Oscar De La Hoya was the pay-per-view champ. He was also the one who determined the terms of the agreement, which Floyd Mayweather had to agree to. That's why that fight took place at 154 pounds. And you can see Oscar is very healthy here. Which fight was the more spectacular fight? Hands down, this fight, the Manny Pacquiao. So this was the more sensational fighter, Manny Pacquiao, period. But who was the more healthier Oscar? This Oscar came in underweight. He came in at 147 pounds, 1.5 pounds less than Manny Pacquiao. This Oscar De La Hoya came in at 165 plus pounds, 17 or more plus pounds heavier than the Floyd Mayweather Jr. who came in at 148 pounds. We don't really know their unofficial weights, but Floyd Mayweather said that he was 148 pounds at the end of the fight. So, clearly, this is the tougher Oscar. If this is the tougher Oscar, then this is the better fighter of the two. Floyd Mayweather, better fighter against better competition. Manny Pacquiao, more sensational. Juan Manuel Marquez, considered one of the greatest Mexican fighters because of his great right hand and his wonderful uppercut. Coached by the great trainer Nacho Bernstein, who trained the great El Finito Lopez. Juan Manuel Marquez versus Floyd Mayweather Jr. This is him here. He weighed in on the scales 142 pounds. He called out Floyd Mayweather Jr. to challenge him, and he weighed on fight night 148 pounds. Floyd Mayweather was supposed to come in at a catch weight of at least most 144 pounds, violated the catch weight, paid $100,000 each pound overweight. Came into the fight, we don't know what his weight was. It was probably somewhere between 148 and 151 pounds. Not a great difference in weight on fight night. However, according to Juan Manuel Marquez, Floyd Mayweather dominated him and he thought the style was difficult. Floyd dropped him once in the fight. Against Manny Pacquiao, we've seen 4 great fights of Juan Manuel Marquez and Manny Pacquiao. The 4th being the only fight that Juan Manuel Marquez won by KO. He knocked out Manny Pacquiao. However, Manny Pacquiao has won 2 of the 4 fights, and they drew their first fight. Now the question is Marquez different when he fought Floyd Mayweather to the Marquez that fought Manny Pacquiao? Well, weight-wise, no. Marquez came in fighting Manny Pacquiao in the 3rd fight at 150 pounds on fight night, and on the 4th fight, 148 pounds. The same weight he came in fighting Floyd Mayweather. He knocked out Manny Pacquiao in the 4th fight, whereas he could not do anything to Floyd in his fight with him. So I would say the better fighter, Floyd Mayweather. But the more exciting, sensational fighter, Manny Pacquiao. Shane Mosley. Shane Mosley, great fighter. He had just demolished Antonio Margarito when he faced Floyd Mayweather. On facing Floyd Mayweather, he dropped Floyd Mayweather. Oh, sorry, he didn't drop him. He landed a straight right on Floyd Mayweather, which rocked him. On rocking Floyd Mayweather, after that in round 2, Floyd Mayweather came back to dominate the rest of the fight, beating up Shane Mosley very badly. Shane Mosley came off of one of his great wins to win the WBC, I do believe, welterweight championship of the world. However, after fighting Floyd Mayweather, Mosley did not seem the same. Against Sergio Mora, he fought to a draw where most people thought Sergio Mora actually beat him. And Sergio Mora is no great fighter. Mosley should have been able to plow over him. Against Manny Pacquiao, Mosley was fighting pretty good until Pacquiao dropped him in the 3rd round. Since that time, no one else has ever dropped Shane Mosley. Mosley, after that, started to box as if he was afraid of Manny Pacquiao. Who was the better fighter? I say Pacquiao, because he really intimidated Mosley. And on top of that, he was also the more sensational fighter. Miguel Cotto. I think a picture says 1,000 words. I don't want to say any more. Future Hall of Famer Miguel Cotto facing Floyd Mayweather. This is the photo of Miguel Cotto. Here is Miguel Cotto facing Manny Pacquiao. This is Miguel Cotto versus Manny Pacquiao. Mayweather, Pacquiao, Mayweather, Pacquiao, Mayweather, Pacquiao. Okay, by now you see what I'm talking about. As you can see, Cotto is much fuller here. He's much more comfortable at this weight. This is because he's at a higher weight. He fought Floyd Mayweather at super welterweight, also known as junior middleweight, where he could put on as much weight as he needed to. So he hydrated to a much bigger weight after he had finished weighing in here. You can see he's much more comfortable at that weight. At this weight, he struggled to make 145 pounds, which is significantly less than 154. In fact, it's 9 pounds less. It's 9 pounds less. And this was a welterweight bout. I think he was weight drained, and that's why he had the performance he had against Manny Pacquiao. Not taking anything away from Manny Pacquiao, though. Whereas the Miguel Cotto that fought Floyd Mayweather, well, see for yourself. That's a huger guy. Bigger, stronger. Even though Floyd almost took him out in the 12th round as well. Who was the better fighter? I would say Floyd Mayweather, because Cotto probably outweighed Floyd by some. But we don't know the unofficial weights for either fight. Cotto generally does not weigh in on the scale on fight night. My opinion was Floyd was the better fighter. Manny Pacquiao was more sensational. Of course, if you say Manny Pacquiao was the better fighter, I really couldn't argue with you too much. Ricky Hatton, he beat up Costa Tszyu, and he was one of the most dominant junior welterweights for a very long time. He moved up to welterweight to fight Floyd Mayweather. He was undefeated. He had also knocked out Jose Luis Castillo. This guy was a bad boy. He had challenged Floyd Mayweather. He said Floyd was scared of him. He brought his people. He brought his fans. They were cheering on for him. He made Floyd stagger in the 1st round. Floyd came back to check hook him somewhere later on in the fight. I think it was the 10th. He ran right into the turnbuckle. And since that time, Ricky Hatton hasn't been the same. When he fought Manny Pacquiao finished off what Floyd Mayweather started and made sure that Ricky Hatton never, ever, ever again would ever really be any kind of good in a ring. And I mean never, because he was beaten by this dude, Senchenko. Senchenko has no punching power. I mean, this guy was knocked out by him And that's all I need to say about that. So, who was the better fighter between the two? Floyd Mayweather. But who was more exciting and definitely sensational? Manny Pacquiao. Now you got to understand, boxing is entertainment. So in conclusion, I would say that the more sensational fighter any day, any time is Manny Pacquiao. The better boxer and the one who's fought better opposition between these common opponents has been Floyd Mayweather. But make no mistake, boxing is about entertainment. And if you ever have a Manny Pacquiao fight, you know you're going to get your money's worth. And that's what counts, getting your money's worth. And you're guaranteed that a fight with the fighting style of Manny Pacquiao is going to be exciting. So that's why these two need each other. You guys have a good day.